Hey, hello. Now we will be talking about estimating the answer or estimating the figure on a particular number of significant figure. Now, in this case here, the instruction says that we have to write each number corrected to one significant figure. Right? If it says write each number corrected to one significant figure, that means you have to write the given into one significant figure. All the given must be written into one significant figure. This given and that given must be written into one significant figure. Now 9.524, we need to change it into one significant figure. That becomes 10. 9.5 becomes 10, and 10 has one significant figure. Instead of 9.524, it becomes 10, which has one significant figure. Now for this one here, 0.0837 has three significant figures. So we have to transform it or to run it off to one significant figure also. So it becomes 0.08 alone, right? Now 10 times 0.08 is equal to 10 times 0.08 is equal to 0.8. That's your answer. And you don't need to round this up to one significant figure because 0.8 already has one significant figure. Or let's try this one here. We have 54.72 has four significant figure, and 0.761 has three significant figure. We have to transform both of these to one significant figure only. Now 54.72 transformed to one significant figure, so your 54 becomes 50. See, your first significant figure is 5. That means you have to retain 5. And then what is the next number after 5? It's 4. And 4 is less than 5. So that means 5 will remain and the rest will become 0. So that becomes 50.00. But 50.00 has 4 significant figures. So we only have to use 50. Alright. Next, this one has 3 significant figures. We need to transform into one SF only, correct? Now, your first significant figure is 7. What's the next number after 7? 6. Alright? Now, since 6 is greater than 5, that means your 7 will be, you have to add 1 to 7. So that becomes 8. And the rest becomes 0. So your answer here becomes 0.800. And 0.800 has 3 significant figures. You just have to make it into 0.8, which has one significant figure. Now, our given here is 50 and then 0.8. Let's divide it now. So 50 divided by 0.8. Remember that we can never divide, alright, two numbers if the divisor is a decimal. So you have to make your divisor into a whole number. Alright. To make the divisor into a whole number, which is 0.8, you have to multiply 8 by 10. And remember, whatever you do in the denominator, you also have to do exactly to the numerator. So you also have to multiply it by 10. So 50 times 10 is equal to 500, and 0.8 times 10 is equal to 8. Right? So we have 50 divided by 8 is equal to 60. How are we going to do that? Let's try. 500 divided by 8. Can we do a 5 by 8? No. So we will use 50. Can we do a 50 by 50 by 8? Yes. How many 8s are there in a 50? that would be 6, right? And 6 times 8 is equal to 48. 50 minus 48 is equal to 2, bring down 0. So you have to divide again. 20 divided by 20, we have 2 times 80 is equal 2 times 8 is equal to 16, minus that becomes 4, bring down 0, 40. So we added a decimal here and then divide again. 40 divided by 8 is equal to 5, and 5 times is equal to 40. All right, now our answer here now is 62.5. It has 3 significant figures for the final answer, because our condition here is to write each number into one significant figure. That includes the answer. Okay, so 62.5, that will become 60 because our first significant figure is 6. And the next number after 6 is 2. And 2 is less than 5. So that means your 6 will remain 6 and the rest will become 0. So our answer there should be 60.0. 60.0 has 3 significant figures. Correct? 1, 2, 3. So you only have to make it into one significant figure, which is equal to 60. Now let's try to answer some questions here. We have let's try number 2. All right, here. So we have to transform 56.3 into one significant figure. Why? Because it's according to the given. Okay, remember, you have to change the given to one significant figure, and then the final answer must be transferred, or must be converted, or must be rounded off to one significant figure. Okay, so our 56.3 round up to one significant figure, that becomes 60. Why? Because our first significant figure is 5, correct? And our next significant figure is 6. So that means your 5 will become 6 and the rest becomes 0. So we have 60.3. 60.0. And remember that 60.0 has 3 significant figures. We have to change it into 1, so it becomes 60 only. All right, now let us look at the next given here, which is 0.57. This given has 3 significant figure, so we have to make it into one significant figure only. Our first significant figure here is 5. All right, the next number after 5 is 7, isn't it? So that means your 5 becomes 6 and the rest becomes 0. So we have 0.660. So that means 0.600, but it has 3 significant figures, so we have to make it into 0.6, which has one significant figure. Now we can multiply it by this one. 0.6. Okay, now 6 times 0 is 0, 6 times 6 is 36, and then 0 times 0, 0, and then we have 360. Let's count the number of decimal places. We have 1 decimal place, so from here going there, so we have 36 as our answer. However, we have to convert into one significant figure, which is equal to 40, because the first significant figure here is 3, the next number is 6, which is greater than 5, so this becomes 4, this becomes 0. So our answer here for number 2 is 40. Okay, next let's try to answer number 8. Number 8, the first given here is 7.385. 7.385 has 4 significant figure, and this one has 4 SF as well. So you have to transform it into one significant figure according to the given. Okay, so your 7.385 becomes 7 only, because the first significant figure is 7, the next number is 3, which is less than 5, so that becomes 7, still 7, and the rest becomes 0. So we have 7, correct? for this one. Next, divided by this. 6.493 has 4 significant figure. We have to transform it into 1 significant figure. That means our first significant figure is 6. The next number is 4, which is greater than less than 5. So that means the rest becomes 0 and 6 still remains 6. So our answer here is 7 over 6. Now we have to divide 7 divided by 6. 7 divided by 6. Okay, so how many 6 are there in 7? So we have 1 only, right? There's only 1 6 inside 7. So 1 times 6 is 6 minus, so we have 7 minus 6 is equal to 1. So there's nothing to bring down anymore. So you have to add another decimal here, decimal there, and 0. Bring down 0, that becomes 10. 10 divided by 6, that becomes 1 again. So 1 times 6 is equal to 6. 10 minus 6 is equal to 4. Bring down another 0, which is equal to, alright, 40. 40 times 6 is 40 divided by 6 is equal to 6. Then after that, 6 times 6 is 36. And then minus, we have 40 and 6, 6, 6, 6. But the final answer must be rounded up to 1 significant figure only. So our first significant figure is 1. The next one is this one, which is less than 4. So that means our final answer is only 1. Alright, that's all. I hope you understood the lesson. Okay, so our last example would be this one. Let's try number 17. Or in number 17 here, it says here that 2.95 times 2.95 times 2.95 times 2.95. So you have to multiply 2.95 by itself 4 times because it's to the power of 4, isn't it? Now, before we do that, we have to round off 2.95 to 1 significant figure because it has 3 significant figures, right? According to this one, correct each number. That means the given and the final answer to 1 significant figure. So that becomes 3 to the power of 4. Correct? Now 3 to the power of 4 is equal to 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, which is equal to 81. That's our answer. However, the final answer must be written into 1 significant figure only, which becomes 80. All right, our first significant figure is 8. The next number is 1. So since 1 is less than 5, that means 8 remains 8 and 1 becomes 0. So our final answer for number 17 is 80. All right, that's all, and I hope you'll learn a lot today for the 3 examples, and have a wonderful evening. Bye bye.